Chapter 4. My Resolve. The plan is put into motion by the enemy, but two brave ponies attempt to oppose it. One out of love for someone precious to her, the other purely out of adoration for another. November 6, 2018. 0800 hours. Plainville.
Dinky, hurry up, dear. You don't want to be late for school, do you?
The voice of a young mare was heard in the front hall of a seemingly regular house. A Pegasus pony with a gray coat, yellow mane, and slightly crossed eyes were calling for her little girl. In a matter of seconds, a violet unicorn filly, whose mane was also yellow, came in running. She was already prepared to leave what would seem as another normal day in school. While our Pegasus mother was checking if she didn't forget anything, she then noticed the filly was holding a paper in her mouth.
What you got in there, Dinky? The Pegasus asked. Is that a picture for art class?
The unicorn responded with a giggle at first.
No, Mommy. We don't really have any art class today to begin with. I just drew this the other day and wanted to sell it to you before I go.
Saying this, she gave the drawing to her mother. Initially, she just seemed to stare into it, but then her face was lighting up with a big orange smile. The picture was showing both ponies cuddling. It also had words written in its lower right-hand corner. I love you, Mommy.
Oh!
She looked at Dinky, and her eyes were filled with joy, even they seemed a little sad. After all, the Pegasus was taking care of her daughter by herself. The unicorn's father was either deceased or missing. The mare hugged her child tight.
You always know how to make me smile, Dinky. I'll be sure to place it next year in last try. Yeah, not long. When you come back, we'll make some of this scare.
The filly responded with a big loud and started to run towards the school. As the Pegasus was seeing her daughter off, she couldn't help but smile. Although she was viewed by some ponies as weird, Dinky saw her as the most wonderful mother in the whole of Equestria. Yet, she wasn't troubled on how she was viewed by others. To her, the little filly she just thought she was her most beloved treasure. The gray mare sighed, putting Dinky's picture next to some artwork she made earlier. She's about to return to her daily business when suddenly, Dinky's screaming sounded more sick as lair. Not knowing what was happening, the gray Pegasus turned around and quickly ran outside. At first, everything seemed to be in total chaos. She could only grasp an image of griffins swooping in from the skies down to the streets. It took her a while to notice that they were trying to grab the fillies that were sent by her parents to school. One of the assailants was lying on the ground, frozen to the bone. A blue unicorn with an hourglass cutie mark and a waving mane was shooting beams of cold air at him, trying to warn him off. Oh my god, look at that magic.
You see?
Fix that right Twilight poorly? You can use other spells. It may not always show in the show, but you can. That's called creativity. Another pony, an Earth one, spotted Pegasus and approached her.
Derpy, something horrible is happening. We must protect the fillies. Those griffins are trying to take them away. But Carrot, why would they?
Derpy started. The pony cut her short. Do you hear what the princess warned us about? Derpy was silent. She never thought any serious incidents would happen in Ponyville.
Well, what do you say? Do what you want, but I'm not going to sit here and watch us. They're taking our little ponies away.
Saying this, the blue unicorn, called Cocaine, shot an ice beam which hit another griffin, paralyzing him with sheer cold and making him fall. The other griffin had already defrosted and fled the area. The Pegasus looked around in horror, but didn't notice Dinky anywhere. She started running forward, shouting the filly's name. The three griffins caught her sight. Each of them carried a little pony in his claws. One of them was Dinky. Derpy rushed towards them, but they let their attempt to catch her and instantly flew up. The great Pegasus, however, was used to such situations. Took a leap and flew towards them, slightly surprising the feathered captors. Derpy's eyes were squinted so much you would never have guessed he was cross-eyed. They looked perfectly normal and furious.
Get that filly back!
She shouted to the griffins. What if we refuse? The one on the right asked. Derpy firstly looked at Dinky. She appeared to be unconscious. This only fueled her rage.
Release her, or you'll regret ever coming here,
the great Pegasus yelled. The griffins looked at each other. The one in the center flew towards Derpy. I can see you care about her. You must be her mother.
Of course I am,
Derpy replied. The griffin's face whined with a grin. Then I'm sorry. I simply could not comply to your request. You! He motioned to the griffin who was holding Dinky in his claws. Go back to Griffith's immediately. We need to make sure she will be following us. The other griffin came closer, but Derpy didn't want to let go.
I'll see you again. Release my daughter. Why would you want to take her out anyway?
She asked. That's classified. The other general's orders. The griffin in the middle answered. It sounded like a cool joke. Go! He told his companions. The griffin with Dinky in his claws started to leave the area, but Derpy immediately rushed to him, hitting his rear and making him drop the unicorn filly. Derpy quickly descended, trying to catch Dinky, but she was intercepted by the two griffins. The third captor quickly recovered the filly, but also made her wake up. She saw Derpy fighting against the two griffins. She shouted to the gray Pegasus. This caught her off guard, and the two attacked without hesitation. Derpy's right wing was slashed, but she received a strong hit from the other griffin's beak. Although wounded, she had no intention of surrendering. The three captors decided that the best option for now would be to retreat, since they already had what they came for. Derpy saw them trying to fly away, and tried to give chase, but due to her damaged wings, she was unable to maintain an effective speed. She started to lose sight of Dinky, and her cries for help were growing weaker and weaker. Finally exhausted and battered, Derpy could no longer hear or see her daughter. She still tried to fly into the race as the griffins took off, but her sight was blurred by the tears. The great Pegasus kept whispering her daughter's name, trying to remain conscious despite constantly losing balance and strength. Isn't it nice to finally have a fic where the girls are kicking ass and taking names? Isn't it? It was then the Firefly's team came flying by. Thanks to the defense of Huffington and several successful sorties, they had officially recognized as a unit of Equestrian Allied Forces. The 5 Pegasi were now sent to Ponyville to investigate recent reports about enemy movement in the region. They noticed Derpy's irregular flight and tried to reach her. Hey, what's going on here? Rainbow Dash asked. The Wing Mare didn't respond at first, but turned her sight to the Rainbow Pegasus. She appeared to be desperate.
Those griffins. They took some fillies from Ponyville, and my daughter, too.
She panted heavily.
Wait, I remember you.
Fluttershy jumped in.
You're Derpy, aren't you? You say the griffins kidnapped the fillies? Yeah. I tried to stop them, but...
The Gray's Mare voice broke down. She could only cry out of helplessness. Fluttershy and Cloudkicker tried to comfort her. Firefly looked into the distance. So our reports were correct. See? I told you the griffins were going to kidnap fillies and use them as hostages, she told the others. But Flash, we still don't know the reason behind those actions, Lightning Bolt pointed out reasonably. Whatever the reason, it's not important. What matters now is we need to find out where the griffins are headed and try to intercept them. So he turned her sight to Derpy. Know anything? Derpy calmed down a bit, trying to answer Firefly's question.
They took 3 fillies with them. Each griffin had one. They said they were going to go back to Griffiths. At least that's what I heard. All I wanted to do was save my little Dinky, but I failed.
Her eyes filled with tears again. Rainbow Dash got closer to her. Get a hold of yourself. You don't have to worry. We'll catch up to the griffins in no time. Right, Firefly? The pink Pegasus was about to reply, but received new reports through her radio communicator. Definitely wasn't pleased with them. She looked to the others. We've got a little problem. Sees a different group of griffins is trying to assault near Tringham. For her to recover both fillies from Ponyville and prevent another attack, we need to split into 2 teams. I'll lead the first one, while Rainbow will lead the second. Hey, no sweat! Rainbow replied with vigor. I'll take Cloudkicker and Fluttershy with me. Actually, said Firefly, I was planning to go with Fluttershy, if that's okay with you. Like I said, I need to get to know her better. Rainbow understood and assured Fluttershy that even with only Cloudkicker, they could still recover the fillies. But Derpy didn't want to be left behind. Her whole life was turned upside down.
Please, let me come with you. I had to see my daughter.
Look, I understand how you feel. Lightning Bolt tried to reason, but you only slow us down with your damaged wing. Leave everything to us. I promise we'll bring the fillies back.
No!
Derpy opposed.
I must go. I have to redeem myself. My daughter is everything to me. If I don't get her back...
Firefly sighed. Give me a break. What's with all this drama? The other Pegasi looked at her, shocked, maybe even outraged. Firefly appeared to be completely unmoved by the situation. Her eyesight appeared really cold. Rainbow once again took point before things got worse. Don't bring up medicinal issues, Flash. Actually, I got an idea. How about you take Lightning Bolt and Derpy after the griffins, while I'll lead the others to stop the attack on Tryham. Trust me, I think that's a good solution. Firefly thought for a moment. You know I trust you completely, Rainbow Dash. Fine, I approve your suggestion. Let's hope nothing bad will happen. So he turned to Derpy again. By the way, you said there were 3 griffins, and you took them on by yourself? The Grey Mare led there.
Of course I did. How was you after your daughter was kidnapped by someone? That's if you ever had one. I'll not stop until I get Dinky back!
Isn't it nice to have determined and badass girls again, folks? Isn't it? The pink Pegasus approached her and was seemingly with a shame. Dippy's word made her feel respect for her determination. Looks like I made another misplaced judgment. You know, you might have what it takes to become one of us. What do you say? The sudden proposition shocked the team, but Derpy remained unflinching.
I'll help you if you help me. Simple as that. There's no point dearer to me in the entire Equestria. I want to see Dinky. And make those griffins pee.
Perfect, Firefly exclaimed. You know, I know a few riffers who would complain about the use of Derpy.
Oh, how will we know without her skills?
Guys, that is what story progression and character development is for! Use your thoughts, riffers! Use your thoughts! Perfect, Firefly exclaimed. From now on, your call sign will be Dissy. So he appeared a little different to the others, Firefly, but in a positive sense. Alright, let's stop wasting time and get busy. So he motioned to the air ponies. Rainbow, take Butterfly and Sunny and stop the griffins from Tryham. I, Thunder, and Ditsy will rescue the Ponyville fillies. Roger that! Move out, every pony! Rainbow called to her wing mates. The team took off in 2 different directions. 09-2700 hours. Tryham Airspace. As Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, and Cloud Kicker were approaching Tryham, they were discussing their new addition to their team.
She took out 3 griffins by herself. Can't tell if she's brave or just crazy, Rainbow muttered. Derpy tried to save her daughter. It must really be hard for her,
Fluttershy said.
No kid, didn't you hear what the princesses were announcing? Every pony was supposed to be more careful since yesterday.
Cloud Kicker reached Rainbow through her communicator.
You think that information didn't reach her? Don't know. Maybe she thought it was nothing serious. After all, no incidents occurred in Terra Ponyville until now. We'll talk about it later. We're getting closer to Tryham.
Instantly, he seen the griffins were nowhere in sight. When the small radar that Cloud Kicker had with her started to show these pulsing red dots, undoubtedly hitting the approaching enemies. Rainbow, are we going to hide in the clouds and wait for them again? She asked Rainbow Pegasus, who shook her head in denial.
No point. We'll take them head on. We shouldn't be giving them any quarter this time. You understand, Fluttershy?
She asked her friend. Neil Pegasus nodded.
What they did and tried to do is unforgivable. We gotta do our best to stop them. Oh, I'm sorry, that's my line. What they did and tried to do is unforgivable. We must do our best to stop them. Good. That's what I want to hear. Let's go, team!
Rainbow led Fluttershy and Cloud Kicker to perform a preemptive attack on the upcoming captors. They were unaware that a young green Pegasus was following them. Her eyes focused on Rainbow Dash. When a short time, Rainbow's team ran into the 3 griffins who were approaching Tryham airspace. Looks at their faces, expected they weren't expecting any pony to greet them like this.
Going somewhere, boys? Not to kidnap some fillies, I hope.
Rainbow asked the feather soldiers with a dust of harsh sarcasm. One of them approached the Pegasi.
I won't ask how you've learned of our plan, but there's no way you can stop us. We have our orders, and we will execute them,
he proclaimed, extending his wings and preparing for battle.
Girls, those on the side are yours. I'll deal with this one.
Rainbow told Cloud Kicker and Fluttershy. They acknowledged and flew towards the griffins, trying to prevent them from advancing. This time, neither of the Pegasi were intending to hold back. They assailants saw their determination, but they gazed them without any second thoughts troubling them. At first, they were apparently trying to wear Rainbow and her friends out by repeatedly performing air-jousting maneuvers, but neither Fluttershy nor Cloud Kicker appeared to be fazed by him. Rainbow was doing fine by herself. The other 2 flyers cooperated well. It seemed the situation was under control, till one of the griffins flung out of Cloud Kicker's reins and started descending down at high speeds. Rainbow was busy finding the 3rd griffin, and though Fluttershy and Cloud tried, they couldn't catch up to the griffin. It seems that he would begin to wreak havoc and try him at any moment, and the ponies would try to catch him. The air griffins would fly down as well, increasing the havoc. But just then, the griffin was descending, was struck hard and staggered away from his course. Everyone stopped fighting for a moment. Rainbow noticed the green Pegasus had entered the combat zone. It was looking at her now.
Mind if I lend a heavy hoof?
The young mare asked. Her voice was filled with youthful enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Rainbow said, as she stood to her opponent's side and approached the new Pegasus. She stared to be staring into Rainbow, who asked, Who are you?
Name's Medley. Go find the that's right. I figured your friends were on an important mission, so I decided to seek her out and help you in any way possible.
As the pink Pegasus introduced herself, a grin formed on her face. Rainbow, though slightly uncertain, returned a smile. Cloudkicker and Fluttershy approached her too, and got acquainted with her rather fast. The Griffins tried to use this moment to attempt to escape the ponies to carry out their plan, but her way was blocked by Rainbow's team, now supported by Medley. They fought for several minutes, with the green Pegasus fighting beside Rainbow all the time. The Griffins ultimately decided to abandon their plan and turn back to the Griffin Kingdom. Rainbow immediately contacted Firefly.
Flash! This is Rainbow. Do you read me? We managed to defend Tryham. No filling was taken by the enemy.
Firefly's voice seemed related at first, but sounded frustrated moments later.
That's good news. We've managed to track the Griffins, but they hit in the area with strong magnetic resonances. Our tracking devices are useless. We could really use the Sunny's great sight right now. Problem is, the area we're at is quite large. Hold on a second. Rainbow turned to Medley. Your bright eye? Let's turn up. Just tell me what to find, and I'll do my best to locate it.
The green Pegasus responded.
Great! You Firefly! I think I found another member for our team. I'll introduce you to her once we make it to the rendezvous point. Give us the location.
She told the leader. God, transmitting coordinates now. In a few seconds, Rainbow and her friends knew where Firefly and her team were waiting. They knew where to meet them. 1900 hours. Equestrian airspace. Firefly's team, with a very worried Derpy, was waiting for Rainbow's squad. Lightning Bolt had already bandaged Derpy's wing, and they saw the rest of the flyers approaching after a while. The pink Pegasus looked closely at her new recruit, Rainbow Dash met. After a few more minutes, she learned that Medley was somewhat idolizing her, similar to the way the Pegasus loyally lived up to the Wonderbolts.
It's true that I think of Rainbow Dash as an awesome pony, but honestly, who doesn't say that?
Medley asked, when Firefly finished questioning her.
Yeah, well, if you're here to prove me to tell the truth to your great sight, consider you lady join our team. Sunny, help her in the search, she told Cloudkicker. The two Pegasi began searching around the area. Medley even did a classic espionage tactic, which involved hiding behind trees. It proved useful, as he managed to locate Griffins in the forest within 30 minutes. She heard them talking.
I can't believe our general approved of that idea, using kids as hostages. This is outrageous,
one of the kidnappers complained. His companion came closer and stared to his eyes.
I don't approve of it either. This entire concept's beyond ridiculous, but some commanders say this might trade Equestria for the Phillies' lives. Basically, when ponies find out we're keeping their children, they will slowly lose the will to resist, fearing for their safety. They will ultimately surrender. At least that's what they say at HQ. And yet, I'm starting to think we're doing the exact opposite.
The Griffin in a red vest, bearing on number 1, concluded his statement with a worried tone.
And what exactly do you mean by that, Edge?
The Griffin was holding Dinky asked.
Our minds, not instead of draining ponies as will, we're actually feeding them. Also, one of the many counters speaking against such tactics. But I can't do anything as long as Black Star and Red Cyclone are in charge. They feel to see that their ideas will backfire on them real soon.
Ed's reasoned. His comrades were thinking about what he said. It was too late to turn back. God, I feel like reading a Gundam fic at one point.
I'm afraid we'll have to execute our order anyway. Even if the Phillies go, the ponies would still retaliate out of revenge.
He saw the other two Griffins were looking at each other confused, and Ed continued.
Don't give me those looks. Sure, the ponies may seem accused and innocent. Well, that doesn't mean they can't fight. I'm especially concerned about the Pegasus Squadron General mission. But enough pondering. We're going back.
They were trying to fly as slow as possible, hoping to remain hidden. Medley immediately returned to the team and reported everything she heard. Dippy was more than eager to dive in, but Firefly held her off.
We can't just crash into them. Might be weighing in for us.
I don't know nothing about it, Medley asserted. They're completely reliant on our presence. Well, I was faltering them, hidden between the trees. I heard some of them were against the whole concept of kidnapping fillies. Maybe they're not that bad. Firefly ignored the last sentence. The enemy can't be trusted in any case. We must execute our actions quickly. Any ideas? Medley gave another suggestion. She mentioned about how their low flight altitude, and giving the Pegasus a great opportunity to appear before them quickly, engage them and force them to retreat.
That's pretty bold, kid,
Rampa praised her.
So Firefly, go let her in?
The big Pegasus grinned. 2 scouts are always better than 1. You're in our team, Medley. From now on, your call sign will be Kid. Medley was not troubled by any way what she was called, responded to a salute. You can call to me. Let's save those fillies. 7 Pegasi descended into the woods, followed by Medley. They tracked the griffins down. Enzo was especially surprised and halted the air as a place where he saw 2 winged ponies appear before them. The air five surrounded them. He had no idea how he managed to discover them, but he decided to put up a fight rather than flee. After a short confrontation, Lightning Bolt and Fireside managed to recover 2 of the fillies. Derby personally took the griffin who was still holding Dinky. Other Pegasi decided to let her deal with him. Although he seemed to be having trouble getting the upper hand, due to him trying to use Dinky as a shield from time to time, knowing to feel Derby's desire to save her. As the fight prolonged, Medley ultimately decided to join in by bucking the griffin from the back, catching him off guard, allowing Derby to retrieve her daughter. An airbrave skirmish ensued. The ponies finally gained the upper hand and forced the kidnappers to retreat. Some wanted to stay and keep fighting, but were able to ask me to think twice about it. Furious, the griffin's fire flew away. The ad still wondering how the ponies managed to find him in the first place. Derby embraced her daughter. The others were retreating to the other fillies. Good job, team. Firefly praised her friends. Let's bring him back. 15:30 to 100 hours. Cloudsdale. Mirage Squadron's base. Derby and Medley were grateful for letting them stay in base. Each of them explained the reasons why they decided to stay.
Now that my daughter is safe, I could leave and go back to our normal life,
Derby said first.
But I can't allow those kind of accidents to occur again. This is going to be my resolve. I'll be fighting the griffins to protect fillies.
Lightning Bolt patted Derby on the back.
They might even abandon this idea. So far, most of them disagree with first. He doesn't seem to be a friend per se. Might be our key or future missions. No longer friends, fillies and might will start against those facing. So, we gotta be ready.
Medley, on the other hand, was motivated by something completely different. You see, I always wanted to be a great fighter, so I could protect the crosshair from various dangers. I may not be as great as a fighter as Rainbow Dash, but maybe one day. Firefly approved of both of the new Pegasi, knowing that any support would be valuable. Fireside decided to visit Rarity later that day and ask her to make 2 additional fests for new members of her squadron. Derby and Medley. Hearing about the astonishing success of her friends, the White Unicorn agreed without hesitation. On the next day, Derby and Medley were given a gray and green vest respectively. When Firefly officially welcomed them to the team, she knew that with proper training they'll become a great part of Mirage Squadron. Pink Pegasus also had a reason to prevent the Griffins from their expansion, although no pony knew these reasons at the moment. But they would soon learn.